And welcome to our special annual year-end Politically Incorrect show. It's special because this is the show where I try to do something different from the rest of the year. Namely, act nice. Yes, this is our fruit basket show where I give a thumbs up and a fruit basket to the people in the year 2000 who I think did something right. And the panel tells me I'm insane. So don't go away. One of these might be for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. What a crowd. What a crowd, I tell you. All right, let's meet our panel. She's a writer from the Independent Women's Forum, Charmaine Yoest. Charmaine, where are you? There you are. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you very much for coming. He is one of the young and the restless stars of the Young and the Restless, weekdays at 11 on another network, Joshua Morrow. Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming. He is a talk show host and NBA champion from the Los Angeles Lakers, and he's my buddy, John Salley. How are you? And one of the most controversial comedians ever, his new CD is Face Down, Ass Up. And he and I will be, that's right, we're doing a show together. What a bad idea that is, but we're going to do it. We're going to be together at the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix, February 2nd. Andrew Dice Clay. All right.
Hey, what are you doing over here?
All right. Well, this is our, I guess, wow, look at that. What does that look like to you?
Moss.
Moss. Doesn't look like moss to me. These are some very special fruit baskets, apparently. There's going to be some holiday joy.
Man,
in that case, St. Patrick's Day. Wow.
Man, one woman, poor man. This is starting off bad. I'm in trouble tonight.
No, what are you expecting? A train?
Right.
No, we are very in-control people.
You know what's funny? Dice and he were just cool with that. Me and him laughed and realized I was off the edge.
No.
I'll save you. No, the black guy's going to save you.
I'm counting on you to protect me.
Oh, you got
I would protect you. You're here.
I know, Bill.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
We'll relax, honey. Everything will be all right.
Yeah, I mean,
I love this. This is so
The first time's the hardest.
This is so anti-California. You know, my hotel even has a sign that says, you know, be careful, there might be cigarette smoke in this hotel.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it does. I
Right.
thought, man, this is a parallel universe.
Well, I'd like to give a fruit basket to you because you're smoking on my show.
Oh,
because
thank
you know what? This is, there you go.
That's for me.
Yeah, that's...
Oh,
There you go.
Now, I want Dice to have a fruit basket because he played, this is my favorite comedian. And he played...
Thanks a lot.
Well, he is. And he played Madison Square Garden again and sold it out, and I couldn't be there. That's why. That's my man.
Well,
Thank you.
Lots of grapes. You could feed them to me later, huh, baby? Like in the Roman days.
Dream on.
I'm kidding. Relax.
I'd like to give one to my favorite basketball player, Tree Rollins.
Tree wouldn't even have got that joke.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let me give out some of these baskets. This is one I've given out. This person has gotten one last year and I think the year before. That is Janet Reno. I've said it before. The only one in that administration with any balls. And unlike a certain Supreme Court I know, she makes decisions based on reason and the law and not partisanship.
That is so funny. And you're not even being funny right now, are you?
No, and it's not funny.
I agree with you.
That is hilarious.
What's sad is
She
the
got
hate
that
you have.
lingerie shop, right? Up on the boulevard.
No, that's
Janet
not
Reno.
Janet Reno.
Joint.
No, Attorney General does.
Oh, all right. It's a different Janet.
I'm going to spend this whole show just sitting laughing
Bill?
and looking like an idiot.
How can you say
Well,
Janet,
you won't be the first.
how can you say Janet Reno makes decisions that are based on ethics and not on politics when she goes into Waco with tanks And she won't even look into Al Gore's flagrant violations
Well,
of
she didn't go
campaign
into
finance
Waco.
reform.
She went into the Branch Davidian compound, was an arsenal with a cache of illegal weapons. She didn't attack the town of Waco.
Whatever.
She attacked a nut.
Yes, I know.
Who burned the compound down himself,
Yes, but
by the way. Let's not forget that. She didn't burn it down. He predicted he would do it. He was a nut, and he did it.
Okay, but the point is... let's not forget all the...
You gotta admit it makes a good point.
Well, let's not forget all the innocent...
Well, then I should get one.
Let's not forget all the innocent children that she torched in the meantime. The point was that I noticed that you didn't want to address is the fact that she didn't go after Al Gore. She just completely turns a blind eye to all his flagrant campaign finance.
Also, a good thing.
No.
Because
but my point is you're saying that she didn't do it, she wasn't influenced politically.
She refused to appoint a special prosecutor. And by the way, the problem with Washington now is that they have special prosecutor fever.
Well, I agree with you there. I do agree with you there. But even Democrats agreed that she should have appointed one in that case.
No, they didn't. No one agreed.
They did?
I didn't agree. I'm a Democrat. I'm with Bill. I think she got the biggest balls in the whole administration.
Yeah, she didn't appoint a special prosecutor to look into Al Gore at his Buddhist fundraiser. He went to a Buddhist temple. And, you know, if there's anyone who I think has their claws in America, it's not the gun lobby, not the tobacco industry, not the oil people, it's the Buddhists. That's who I'm scared of. It's the Buddhists. You know, they have got their claws in us, and how can we get out? Also, she went and got Elian Gonzalez. That's what she really deserves this for.
Another good point.
I mean,
another
that was
good
a
point.
good thing, right?
But as if
And
that
then
wasn't
even
true.
Tom Hanks, he's got the movie out about that now.
Oh, it was a great thing.
Castaway. Only he shouldn't have played the part, in my opinion. He's a little too old. It should have been like that Macaulay Culkin guy, I think. Right or wrong? I mean, you know, that was a big deal.
No.
And now he's back with his father in Spanish Harlem, and everybody's happy. I mean, she gets a little aggravated over everything. Relax. What show you want? What do you do? What do you do?
It is funny how we had 24/7 Elian Gonzalez, and now that he's back under communism, nobody does know what's
Under
going on with
communism.
him.
He's under his father's roof.
Oh, please.
Exactly.
Where
What do you mean?
supposed to be.
His father is not Fidel Castro. He doesn't live with Castro.
Yeah, but you know how
Have
it
you ever
works.
been to
make a
Cuba?
move that gets that
No,
kind of
most
press.
people haven't. That's the whole point.
Why do you think it's so wrong for him to be in Cuba? You know what happened one time? We went and handed out gifts. I just wanted to let you know this.
Did
We
you
went to
go?
hand out gifts
Did you
in
really?
Guantanamo Bay for the refugees, and they also had Haitian refugees. Nothing against it, but you know who they sent back to Haiti?
Who?
The Haitians. And know who they brought over? Were the Cubans, because they had more power in South Miami. It wasn't a bad thing, but what they did do right, everyone's talking about the border and what happened. This kid needs to be with his father. And she's raised with his father, not with anyone else.
I never understood during that whole debate how the Republicans, who were the family values party, could be against a boy being with his one parent. Doesn't being with a parent trump politics or even poverty, which he's not necessarily in more? I saw his house. They had videotape of it. Before he was even, his house was bigger than the house I grew up in. His room was. He had a video camera. That's poverty?
And then that. You got nothing to say about that now.
I'm actually, do you really...
If I was me, I would have said the same thing. I'll tell you that right now.
My point, going back to how we all got started about this, I know you don't want to re-argue Elian. However, my point was, Janet Reno didn't need to go in there with a gun to Elian's head. How come his father didn't walk up to the door and say, can I have my son back? If it was a
Do you remember how this thing played out? It was months that he was in there with those drunken kooks.
Oh, please.
What do you mean she didn't have to go in? They were not giving him up. That was the whole point. The father had been in
the house getting all liquored up. This is not a good image for the kid.
Oh, please.
You know what I mean? It's not like me and you in a hotel room somewhere having a couple laughs.
I love this revisionism. All they had to do was ask. Yeah, that's right. What do you mean all they had to do was ask?
They went to court,
They
right?
would not give the kid up.
If it was my kid, I'd have walked up to the front door and said, "Give me my
Oh,
kid
but
back."
they
His
they
dad
weren't
never
allowing
even.
that.
That's not how it
They
works.
weren't allowing it.
that.
It was his family. He could have tried, and he didn't even
They were
try.
saying,
he went,
"No,
he
we're
came
holding
up,
him.
He flew to
We can't. We're not
Washington
going to allow him
and
to
hung
go
out
back
with the
over
Clinton
there."
administration and Janet Reno, and they were all buddy-buddy. And
Remember
that's
the
my whole
human
point.
chain?
Back to Janet
There was
Reno.
a human chain of Cubans. Remember that? A human
He
chain of
didn't-
unemployed people
He didn't even
around
try.
that house.
He didn't even try.
She didn't try?
He didn't. No, his father didn't try.
I don't know, Dice. He's pushing you for one of my favorite comedians right now.
You know, he's very good. I got, you know, I got
That's
to
why
watch
he's
him.
doing the
I'm
show
going to
together.
quit while I'm ahead. We'll take a break, and I'll hope that when I come back... All right, we're here giving away our fruit baskets of the year. Here's one I want to give away. Steve Phillips, the general manager of the Mets, for telling Alex Rodriguez that he could take his deal and shove it up his highly paid arse. I don't know if... I know you're in the sports game, and you get paid a lot of money. You'll probably disagree. But he got, what was the contract? $252
I think it-
$252.
million
But that
dollars.
doesn't even. It's going to be worth at least $40 million more just with incentives that he's going to reach easily.
Right, incentives. Because when you're making $252 million, you got to have a little incentive.
Yeah, that's what's yeah.
No, see,
But what he wanted, wait, John, let me explain. He also wanted a charter jet.
Okay.
And he wanted the Mets to pay for that, because where are you going to get that money on $252 million? Separate marketing staff, separate tent to sell his merchandise, a guarantee that his face would be on more billboards in New York than any other athlete.
Right.
And Steve Phillips said, you know what? This has gone far enough. Go away. I don't even want to win that bad.
Bill, but you have to understand that maybe don't clap yet, because you have to understand. You have to understand how it even got to that point. Of course, he wants. Why would they even consider Arena go or giving him that kind of money? It's because that kid is worth that kind of money. If he's able to give away $250 or close to it, how much money is
John,
he
his
making?
salary is worth more than 18.
It makes
teams
no
in baseball.
difference.
Yes, it does.
Why does it make a difference? You
There's
know,
gonna be-
I tell you this. You know the president of a record label has a jet. What difference does that make?
no,
So you think people should get $20 million to do a film for 3 weeks? It's the same as that thing.
But I'm not talking about just the money.
It's not
I'm
the same
talking
because
about
there's always going to be movies. But next year, there's going to be another baseball lockout.
But
I don't
why,
know
so
about
he
John.
should get it while he can because the market says.
No.
But wait
the
a
market
second.
said he can get it because he got
I'm
it.
just saying, if you're going to get a salary of $25 million a year, pay for your own jet.
Why?
Don't make the team.
No. Let me tell you why. Bill, I'm gonna put this to everybody in the business of entertaining. You get what you can get while you can get it. Is that true or not?
Yes.
All right, then. That's exactly what he's doing. Because he's at that point. He got to get what he can get. Because you know what's going to happen in 2 years? There's going to be somebody get $400 million.
Well,
That's
you know,
exactly where it's going to head. But if you can get it,
Yeah.
you can get it. I know
they're gonna
old
shut
timers
it
that come
down,
up to me
John.
right
They're gonna-
now and
baseball, they're gonna
they
what?
say, wait, they say, John, man, we did this. We laid the path for you. We did this. And we got paid $7,500 and had to go do this and do that.
Yeah.
This is where it goes. The most important
John,
thing to some people
he gets
is entertainment.
He gets a $100,000 bonus for making the All-Star team.
Right.
Now, I think if you're being paid $25 million, shouldn't you just be on the All-Star team? Shouldn't you just kind of make it? Shouldn't? I think if you're getting that kind of money, maybe you should be an All-Star to begin
Let me
with.
explain how this works, too. It's
Well,
not that
those
the agent
are
comes. It's
clever
not that the
ways of
agent.
getting underneath the salary cap and hiding. I mean, that's just another way to lure
Right.
athletes to certain teams. And to me, it is embarrassing. You're getting paid money to perform. Why are you getting paid more money so you can perform? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
that's the way the owners try to find a way to pay you without paying you. They say, okay, you know what? This is how they do it. They said, we'll give you this much money, but if you do this, we'll continue on and pay you that.
So should he try any
You know
harder?
what some teams do?
Should
Some
he try
teams-
any harder, John?
Well,
You know,
yeah, he's going to try because he's a great player and he's a great
Right.
and he's a competitor. But let me tell you, when I was
Why is
playing,
that not
wait,
enough
wait.
for him to try?
I'll put it this way: when I was playing, they gave this guy an incentive for minutes in the game. Do you know they kept him under his minutes so they wouldn't pay him incentives? Do you know they also didn't play the guy in his last year of his contract because they didn't want him to reach a point where you can then
God.
rate on how much you get paid?
He must have been shopping the sales and using coupons. So,
Which is not a bad thing.
no. But, you know, I hear people blame the agent.
No,
which is
they don't blame the
BS.
agent. The agent does what he needs to do, even in your business.
But
you
you know,
go for percentage, and you got to get 3 times more than
but
what you
wait
think.
a second, not just getting this kind of money, but demanding that his face be on more billboards in New York than any other athlete, a separate marketing staff, a separate tent to sell his merchandise.
You know what? I would say
That's
that it's not the
beyond...
agent's fault on everyone but this one. This guy really
Do you
is...
think, do you think A-Rod said, this is what I want?
That
No.
guy is
Oh, you know what,
notorious.
John?
He's
The
a
agent
devil.
works for you.
A-Rod
He
did
is
not
your...
say it.
I don't care. He is your representative. He works for you, not the other way around. Everything an agent ever does in your name has to come back to you. That's where the buck stops.
No.
He is...
Come on, Bill. You're smarter than most people on the planet. Right? So I know that, and you know that. Wait, let me just say this.
I
This guy
take
is
responsibility
wait,
for everything.
That's right, and you do, and a lot of people don't. But when they sit around and take this athlete, you got to understand, sometimes they take an athlete who can throw a ball faster, run faster, jump higher, and they take this athlete and they say, you know what? This is our prize. This is how we're going to make the money. And as long as they push it and somebody pays it, the agent gets paid also, brother.
Right, but the athlete...
The bottom line is this. How can one player suddenly become bigger than the game? And I'm not saying that he started because it's...
That's what he wanted. Certainly bigger than the team.
Exactly what he... And you know what?
DiMaggio was bigger than the game. Babe Ruth was bigger than the game.
Yeah,
They
but
didn't get
those
paid.
guys didn't cause a lockout, and that's what they're going to do again. It's going to happen.
It is going to fall, John.
Didn't cause it. What happened is they let them go to...
man.
Huh?
What?
The golfing guy.
Tiger Woods?
The man that plays golf all the time, he gets everything. You know, he's the best.
I tell ya, boy, guys,
We're only focusing on...
you don't know about everything, but when you do read up on a subject, you are on it.
Exactly.
All right, I got to take
he's got
another
a new
break.
car
We'll
they
be right
gave him.
All right, I see we're not going to get through all of our fruit baskets, but I definitely want to give one to the British court that separated those conjoined twins. Do you remember that story this year? There was 2 conjoined twins, and they were going to die. They shared a heart and lungs. But each had their own cell phone, I thought, which is odd. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, the Pope didn't want them to be separated. The parents didn't want them to be separated. Pro-life groups didn't want. All those people wanted both of them to die because it was natural. And a court said, you know what? It's the year 2000. Let's just be reasonable here. And they said, okay, one dies, one lives. That's better than nobody living. I think that was brave, and they get a free break.
I not only think it's brave, I think it's the humane thing to do. I mean, even if these children live much longer than anybody anticipated they would, and it wasn't very long, they could only be described as somewhat of a freak show, and they'll always be treated that way. I mean, what's
kind of
the
life?
humane decision?
Right.
Absolutely, and I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you had to sacrifice one, but in the long run, if that was, I'd rather have one for the rest of my life than, you know, roll the dice on 2.
Yeah.
I halfway agree with you.
How apropos!
How solemnic.
This is a really, really hard issue, and it's almost as if somebody made it up in terms of, okay, hypothetical worst-case scenario. And I think you're right in that I think it's really refreshing for a change to see the courts making a decision towards life instead of death, because it seems like every time you turn around, the courts are, you know, pushing forward euthanasia.
And yet it's the pro-life groups who were against doing this.
Well,
I don't
know why?
understand that.
No, you know why, though, Bill?
Pro-life was for all death.
Yeah, but see, this is the
In
problem.
this.
This is no. See, that's the problem, though, is because
But they were.
the court. No, the court ordered. You know, was voting for life on the part of the one twin. But the thing that's really troubling is they're also voting for death on behalf of the other twin. So
I know,
as a
but
parent,
that's because life is complicated and there are no perfect answers.
yes, but so do you want the court? But see, no, Bill, this doesn't.
just went back to the
This
Elian.
doesn't square with your person. This doesn't square with your philosophy of life, though. I mean, do you really want the courts
What's
making?
my philosophy of life? I'm pro-death. I am.
What she said earlier, you said the court shouldn't decide whether the child be with Elian's father or be where it is. Now you're saying the court should decide that who should live and who should die.
You
see,
can't.
That's
really,
what she said.
You can't really
is
think that
really-
this is analogous.
I'm just
to
helping
Elian.
you out here because, you know, she's not getting it out.
But that's what's really scary, Bill. I mean, as a parent, I want to be making
What's
the medical
scary is someone
decisions
thinking
about
that this
my
is
children.
analogous to Elian Gonzalez. That was a fully
Oh,
formed...
but the thing is, if you have kids, that's why this is the greatest country in the world. You're allowed to have more than one and let them all live. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes my kids, they don't clean up after each other, but it's not like assassinate one because the other one's a pain in the neck. You let them both grow up. That's why this is good.
Yeah, but I think...
You know what I mean? I wouldn't live in any other country. Well, if you have more than one kid, we got to blow them away.
Could I just say that... I don't think any of your kids should live. I really don't. Not with you, anyway. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be right back.